Hey y'all, Sonia with Convenient Keto, and today we're going to be testing out Keto Pint. Now I know y'all are thinking all these people do is eat ice cream, and you're not wrong, but today we're going to eat it for breakfast.
Alright, so we have 5 of their flavors, and they're all 3 grams net carb per serving, and there's 4 servings per pint per usual. And then they are sea salt caramel, mint chip, chocolate, coffee, and peanut butter cup. Alright, checking out the ingredients, we have cream, whole milk, and whole eggs. So that right there is going to be a differentiator. Not a lot of the keto ice creams have all 3 of these ingredients, and that's what you're going to find in most normal ice creams. So that should lend to a real nice ice cream texture. Now, let's look at sweeteners. We have mainly erythritol as the sweetener, but you also see some stevia extract in there, some monk fruit, a little bit of sweetness from the chicory root fiber, but mainly it's gonna come from that erythritol. Okay, so let's talk about texture a little bit. So they want to add in some stuff to make it a little creamier and more consistent. So that's where the emulsifier, sunflower lecithin, comes in. You also have a couple of fibers and gums. So you have that chicory root fiber, some gum acacia, guar gum, and then tapioca fiber as well. So one of the things we look at is tapioca fiber. It's one of our kind of fake fibers that we've called out. But here on the ingredients list, it's very low. It's below chicory root fiber. So when you look at the nutrition label, you see that there's dietary fiber of 4. That is likely mostly going to come from that chicory root fiber. So we think the amount of tapioca fiber in here is pretty negligible. All right, so we said before it's 3 gram net carb per serving for each of the different flavors. So let's take a look at the rest of the macros. We have a good amount of fat, 14 grams, 9 of which are saturated. We discussed that fiber before. There are 2 grams of sugar. They're not added sugars, and that's going to come from that whole milk. And then lastly, we have 6 grams of that sugar alcohol, mostly from erythritol, and then just some slight protein. Now the fun part. All right, this is the sea salt caramel, and we're going to peel off and take a look at the texture. This has been kind of sitting out for maybe at least 30 minutes now, so this should be a nice, good texture. So they're kind of scraping off the top. You see it does have some creaminess to it. So there's also a sea salt caramel base, which is caramel flavor and xanthan yum. So it's mostly, it just looks like a kind of salty caramel flavor.
This is super creamy. This is probably one of the fattier textures of the keto ice creams. And I think also because they were able to use whole milk, that they're not counting too much on sugar alcohol for the sweetness. So there's no overpowering erythritol taste or anything like that. It tastes like a traditional ice cream.
And honestly, this tastes like flan. I mean, it's so decadent. It's so rich. It's amazing.
Okay, next we're gonna taste chocolate. So you see there's those pieces of chocolate in there. So this should have a real good chocolatey taste. I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually chocolate chip chunks in it. So it's like a chocolate chip. All the keto chocolate ice creams we've tried, theirs is hands down the best. As far as chocolate goes, this is chocolatey. This is fudgy and chocolatey. And if you're a fan of chocolate ice cream, this needs to be your go-to. They don't skimp on the chocolate flavor, and it's delicious. Okay, next down the line is peanut butter cup.
So like a lot of the ones we've seen, this is a peanut butter ice cream with chocolate accents, rather than a chocolate ice cream with peanut butter accents.
Okay, so these are chunks of brownie. So they're not even using chocolate chips. They are fudge brownies, and it is delicious. And the ice cream part is more of a peanut butter mousse. So it's really fluffy and creamy. This is hands down one of our favorites. It tastes almost exactly like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
And then for those brownies, it's kind of like a chocolate brownie, but you see that there's oat fiber in there and some cocoa powder. So nothing crazy, just oat fiber that gives you a little more of a brownie texture rather than just chocolate chip. All right, now on to my favorite flavor. And actually, I think I've said that for a lot of flavors. But this is definitely one of my favorite flavors, mint and chip. And you'll notice it's green, and that's actually not food coloring. That's spirulina extract, and they have some peppermint oil as well. So this is going to be a legit mint flavor. So it's not super green, but I mean, there's a hint of green. I can imagine it. This is it. The texture looks the same, and then again, there's these little chocolate chips that you see.
So as soon as we opened this, the peppermint just blasted us.
Yeah, so that mint flavor really comes through. Some other ice creams use like mint flavor. This is actually peppermint oil. So you really get that mint flavor. Feels like I just chewed some double mint gum.
Okay, on to coffee. Now, once again, I'm the coffee lover and drinker and ice cream eater. So let's see how they do here. So I don't know if you can tell with the lighting, but it's a light brown, so there's definitely coffee in here. They did good. It's coffee ice cream. Again, it has that moussey, creamy texture, and the coffee flavor is there, and it is strong, and it is delicious. Definitely a great job here as well.
So growing up, I used to have these like kind of Christmas log cake, like French log cakes called Bush Noëls. And I swear, man, this stuff tastes just like it. I mean, it's taking me back. This is crazy.
Okay, guys, just to do a quick recap for y'all. Keto Pint, 3-gram net carb for each of their pints. They're making it real easy for us ketoers. Also, their texture, very mousse-like, creamy. The sweetness is coming from the whole milk as well as the erythritol, so it's not overpowered by sugar or alcohol taste at all. And all of their flavors are delicious. They did a great job on all of them. You won't be disappointed if you ordered any of these. So great job by them, and we only probably finished half of each pint this morning, so I think we're within our macros to eat another meal today. Thanks again for following us and watching our review, and definitely go to ketopint.com. Get yours. They also are in the PNW, Pacific Northwest, at some of the Fred Meyers and other local chains. So if you live up there, you're super lucky. And for the rest of us, go to ketopint.com. Have a good one.